We have gone through how to make money in the early stage of the game. Then we looked into how to make money around the midpoint of the game. Then we made a serious cash grab in the late game. Now we are in the after game. We have all security levels unlocked. So why don't we do something different? Let's figure out how much money we can get from each region.
1, 2, 3, 4. D.
I will walk through each of the zones, hunting for anything I can sell for good prices. I will mark my path, so you can follow along if you want to make your own riches using my path. In each area, I'll use a different loadout, each chosen for the unique conditions of the map. However, I will have a basic loadout for each run consisting of the required gear for the zone. Gas mask, meds, and so forth. I will leave body armor behind as I need to save all the weight that I can. Armor is good, but too heavy for me to carry everything I need. Please keep in mind that I play in realistic difficulty. All money values are marked accordingly to my difficulty settings. Let's jump into it, starting with Permovay Route. I'm using a GSH-18 with a suppressor and laser. No primary weapon for this location. It's simple enough that a pistol is all we need. Step 1. We begin by walking to the anomaly cluster on the hill where the power line stands over a pile of cut logs. Here we can find our first artifact. After that, we can look around the woods by the cliff and look for a box here. However, I am not lucky enough to find one today. That's just the risk of the loot in the radius. Everything is random. Each box only has a chance of appearing, and even the contents of the boxes are randomized. There are no guarantees of any of the loot. There's also a box location in the shed by the cliff. Step 2. Now I'm going to start my way over to the road that leads to the factory. We can look through the cluster here for another artifact. There's often a box on the hood of the car by the road. Then we will head for the safe house up on the hill and look for another box. But no box for me today. Now we're going to head for the gas anomaly, where there is usually 2 artifacts to be claimed here. Moving on to the truck depot, there's a rift I need to destroy before I can loot.
Where are you?
Too late! I was too late and a new mimic spawned in. There's 2 box locations here, one in each of the garages by the back walls.
Nice. Ah, nuts, nothing here either.
Don't forget to check the basement and the office for random loot. On the road, just outside the gate, is a cluster with an artifact to claim. Time for a rabbit trail. I am going to go up the road to the path to Balotki where the shock anomalies can be found. Off to the side is the makeshift homestead. You can sometimes find things here, but not too much. You can also search the tower, but there's not a lot here either. Step 5. Now we need to go back the way we came and head up the large hill. Check the outpost and the junkyard on your way to the train depot for random loot or ammo. I recommend you enter the train yard from the north gates. This way you can clear each loot box and building. There's lots to be found here, mostly in sheds and larger structures. Take your time, destroy the rift, and watch your back, as there are more hostiles here than any other location in this region.
What's a fragment doing up there? Ammo. Grown. That's worth a stop at least. Eh.
Step 6. Once the train yard's clear, go over the hill and clear out the small office by the road. There's a good chance of boxes here as well as random loot. Have a good look through each floor.
No box. Bummer. Dead guy. Box. Thank goodness. Box. Thank box. Ah, weather probe. That's worth grabbing. Okay.
Now I'll move on to the overturned trucks where another box may be waiting for me.
Another box. Another weather probe.
At the very end of the road is a floating train car. Search it for an orange box.
Good grief.
Step 7. The next place is in front of the military outpost. The anomaly cluster is a great place to find 1 or even 2 artifacts.
There you are.
After that is done, carefully find your way to the outpost and look around for any boxes or loot available. Step 8. The road back to Vano is fairly straightforward. Just make a quick stop and search through the corpses scattered around the parking lot. If you find things to sell, great. If not, After that, you can head for the bus stop, look top and bottom, then grab the stuff from your all-time favorite box before heading home.
Attention!
This is the part where you unpack your bag, drop off your loot, and get your guns clean before you sell the pile. But something felt off. I felt like there could have been more. During the run, I felt like I could have gotten more loot if luck was more on my side. So after I dropped off the loot from my bag, waited for the tide to run through again, I returned to Permovay Route and repeated the run, following the steps of my previous run. When I made it back to Vano again, I sorted out the loot piles of both runs. Here's how I sorted it. Things to sell for cash, guns to clean, and ammo I keep. Things to sell for cash are old UNPSC equipment, weather probes, cameras, documents, and so forth, artifacts, mags, and anything else you deem worthy of selling. The guns to clean pile is exactly what it sounds like. Chores. To maximize your profits, you'll want to clean every gun you can. If the looted weapons are in the red range, you should just sell them as they are. But if you have any guns in the yellow or blue damage range, clean those suckers, and they will sell at full price. Face it, you're a capitalist in this world, live with it and put in the work. Or don't, and just live with your lost cash. The last pile is your ammo to keep pile. This will not count to your total cash reward, but if you are watching this video, you're probably broke. So shut it and listen to my wisdom. If you are out of funds, you need everything that you can to help you make money. This does not always mean things to sell. Sometimes that means finding things you can keep and use later, things you don't need to buy. Ammo is one of those things. The more you collect, the less you need to spend on a later date. Other things you should collect without selling are, but not limited to, med shots, useful artifacts, food if you need it, and weapons you'll want to use later. Okay, you get all that? Great, last step. I have 2 money runs here today, so I'll do one at a time. First run. After cleaning all firearms and selling, I made $2,341.
2,000.
The second run, I got $2,656.
Okay.
So how much can you make in Permovay Route? To answer that, I will do some math and get an average amount. The average is what Permovay Route is worth on realistic difficulty. $2,498 on realistic. For the normal difficulty, I had a little bit of help. The explorer, known as Folger's Coffee, was able to make a run at normal difficulty for me and got $4,320. Not bad at all. Permovay Route is a very low-level area and can be cleared out with very little challenge if you have a decent weapon. This area will get you some quick cash, but nothing more than pocket change. If you are flat broke and cannot even afford ammo, this is where you should go until you can afford more ammo or gear for a higher risk location. On the next run, I'll be making a trip into Bolotki Village. If you want to help out with a money run of your own, share your loot profits in Bolotki Village in the comments below. Just don't forget to share what difficulty you made the run in, as normal difficulty and realistic difficulty have two different profit margins. I'll see you in the next one.
Seeker.